a friend, a brother, and a colleague that will sit here to discuss with us about arranged marriage. He'll be talking to us what he feels. We are going to interact on what we feel arranged marriage is. Welcome, Christian. A very long time. One name Maduke Kime. So we have people on the live call watching you. So I've already told them that you're going to come to discuss about arranged marriage. So what key arranged marriage, and what do you think? Do you think people should engage in that? But before then, maybe you introduce yourself.
My name is Chris Ofodile. I don't know what more to say. I believe I have a little capacity to talk about what the topic that is on the front burner at the moment. I thank NG for the opportunity to add my voice to the topic. The issue or the topic as regards arranged marriage. Well, I understand it as we call it arranged in Nigerian parlance. So my understanding of it is a marriage that is influenced by some persons either close or related to either of those to be joined together or who eventually become joined together. It could be the parents, could be the guardian, could be the relative, could be friends, it could be pair, age mates or something. So it can come in different forms. This is mostly, I believe, is common in Africa and in Asia. Asia, when you talk about Asia, you can also refer to India, where they are incorporated, so to say. It's common in India as part of, that part of Asian country, Asian world, for the fact that they use that as a way of consolidating their family ties. You want to consolidate your family relationship, age-long relationship. Two men may come up and say your daughter is going to, and they hold it that way for years until those are grown up. So they betroth their children, and of course remember that in Israel, in the case of Joseph and Mary in the Bible, that Mary was betrothed to Joseph, and they do that from childhood, and they wait till the child is grown. In Nigeria or in mostly Muslim countries, we see that it's predominant in the northern part of Nigeria, where young people are betrothed to someone. They wait till when they get to a certain age, and they come to complete whatever they need to do, the traditional rites, and they go. So that's my understanding of arranged marriage. In other parts of the country, for instance, in Nigeria, in the southeast, it has been there even before some of us were born. It happens in different forms. In Yoruba land, it happens also. Like I said earlier, it has to do with enculturation. It's part of the culture. It's part of African culture, basically.
Okay. As part of African culture, in your opinion, do you think it's beneficial? Because I believe that it's not all culture that it's beneficial to everyone. In your opinion, do you believe we need chotalu mmadụ di ma chotalu mmadụ nwaanyị adị mma?
will take it. I will take it one at a time. Marriage is good. It's good to the extent that the two persons involved, Emma, uh, certain factors that contribute to the success. To the extent that the persons involved are able to break the barrier, because there are hurdles in every relationship. In this case, in marriage, because there are normal friendships that is the boyfriend and girlfriend friendship. That's not what we're talking about now. We're talking about marriage. So at that to that extent where it is to serve the interest of maybe two wealthy families, there might be the disadvantage may be more, because it is not, most of the times it's not, the two persons involved may not be interested in what their parents is trying to do, or whoever is involved is trying to do. You find that along the line, because every marriage would have their odd time. I saw where you posted something about, you asked a question about, does love exist or something like that. I almost commented. I said, no, let me wait till this video, because I already knew that I'm going to feature here. So love exists. I want to say it in context. It exists to the extent that you know what you want in that relationship. I've always said that love is not this one that will say, I love you, I love you. That was a video I did, I featured in, and it's on our YouTube channel. And we said, it's not enough to say, I love you, I love you. It goes beyond what you say. It's what you act. You feel it first and then you act. So in the case of arranged marriage, most of those times, they don't even have time to date or to court. The period they have is always short, because somebody somewhere is actually trying to influence something. So there will be pressure on the guy. It has to be this. So the father may be a successful businessman, the father of the other person or the mother of the other person. They now decide that you are going to marry my child, and the woman will be forcing the son that you are going to marry the other man's daughter. That, oh, he has been your father's business associate for years, and therefore it's going to happen. We have not had the privilege, the time with that lady or the girl you want to marry until you are fully settled. How do you even say you know that person? You can't even know a woman until you are joined with that person. You can't even know a man until you are joined with that person. Even if you have dated for 10 years. I saw where you was writing something about that if you dated somebody for 10 years, it's not a guarantee that that marriage will last for 2 years. I've seen where people have dated for 5 years, 7 years or thereabouts, and just 6 months, they have started having issues. Why? Because there has to be friendship and love in the first instance. When love wins, it's at that point that friendship guides or leads that relationship.
So
If to that extent that arrangement is not appreciated by the two persons or by even one person, then obviously there's a crack in that wall.
In this case of arrangement, we're in the modern society now. Maybe, for instance, as someone was asking something, like, it may just be your friend. You went to a wedding. You went for holiday. Someone just, or even in your workplace, somebody can just link you up to a guy, like someone he or she feels like, I've known this person for a long time. and this person, it's okay for us to get married to. You understand? So, but are you? I understand what you're saying is love plays a role, but do you, in my opinion, or what I'm thinking is that two individuals, two full-grown adults, marriage is a delicate decision that people, third party, should not involve themselves in. Because at the end of the day, just like you already said, if the one day they will always have it. Anyway, for me, I feel when two people see themselves and determine to marry themselves without a third party interfering or being an intermediary, that relationship tends to be more sustainable. Because I believe in when a marriage is between two people, and having a marriage to start from the beginning with 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, it's like a failure from the beginning. That's how I feel. That's what, if I'm asked to say,
Yes.
that's what I would say. Because personally, and I'm a total madu, I've never recommended anybody to marry anybody. It's
Yes.
because but recently, I said it to someone said to me, but you have a lot of friends that you can at least recommend. I've not tried it before, but I have it in my mind that a recommended marriage, a recommended relationship, if it fails, because definitely husband and wife will always quarrel one day. And that day they will say, it's not you that recommended that idiot for me to marry. And each time they will quarrel, I will be in their, I will always be at the center of attraction. But if, for instance, we saw ourselves determined to marry ourselves and introduce ourselves to our families, any day we'll have problem. Enjoy, you see, on 1 year to or not, we both decided to marry each other. You understand? Despite that it's our culture, despite it's something people do. But what I'm asking is, do you think it's something that we should encourage?
Yes, I was explaining the aspect of the parents, the
Okay.
guardians being involved in the arrangement. You have mentioned the aspect of friends being involved. I have seen people who are married today. I know some persons who are married today and their marriage is a product of arrangee or arrangement.
Yeah.
And I know how it's going. Uh, it doesn't always start easy because uh, their mind is not there at the beginning. They are doing it to satisfy whoever, maybe out of respect they have for whoever
Exactly.
recommended. So they are only putting body presence, and it doesn't start easy. That love will not be there at the beginning. Those romantic moments, those
It's
joyous moments we
always not
have
easy
at the
because they don't
end.
know
Mhm.
themselves. I
Yeah,
agree.
it
Yeah.
will take longer time for them to know themselves. So, uh, some arranged marriages start on a shaky note.
Okay.
Over time, everybody, we all have our love language. We all have our love languages according to the experts. They would say there are certain things you do for a person or you do to a person that will make that person
To
be more
develop
interested in
love for
you,
you.
begin to develop interest. For some persons, it might be, for some men, maybe they are broke and the woman gives them money, surprises them.
You know?
It will
But wait, so
ignite that
do you
love in
believe
them.
a woman should be giving a man money?
Yes, I agree. There's no reason why a woman should not contribute to. A
Yeah.
woman should contribute to it because it's two now. It takes two to tango. They are together. but it shouldn't be to the extent that the man should be lazy or have a lackluster attitude.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be to the extent that the man will now become lackadaisical with what he's supposed to do. Of course, in the abroad where you are, you know that it is a 50-50 thing. Man and woman are sharing responsibility.
Yeah.
So in the part of the world where I am,
Okay,
it
now
is
share
under
responsibility.
the man
In
bears the whole
Nigeria, a
load.
man, in fact, a man prides to take care of his home and being the head of the family.
Yes.
So, in your opinion, okay, you're not supporting any part.
No, no, no.
What
I
what you're
believe
saying
that
is,
I believe that um, different things work differently for different people.